Okay, joined in the Porn Crush studio today by Nichole Saphir, uh, one of the top up and comers in the industry right now. Nicole, I was talking to someone the other day about you, and I said, "What do you think of Nicole?" And they sent me a emoji of a rocket. I think that means you were taking off, you're blasting off and doing great things. Um, First of all, can you tell for people that don't really know much about your background, tell us a little bit about where you grew up and kind of what you were doing before you got into the industry?
So I was born and raised in Ventura, California,
Hmm.
and then I guess I before any of this I was doing I was an MUA, and then I
Hmm.
would also do medical billing, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
Right, right. Were there signs maybe early on and I don't know, in your teenage years, a little bit after that, that the adult industry might be something that
No,
was
like
right for you?
legit, I never even really thought about it. I mean, I always thought about maybe doing OnlyFans, but I
Hmm.
never I never had the courage to do it. I was like, nah, and I don't even. One day, like my friend who was in it, he was like my best friend, and then
Hmm.
he told me he was like, "You'd be really good in porn," and I'm like, "Really?" And then he's like, "Yeah," and then he kind of like brought me in it all. So,
Right. What do you think
yeah,
prompted him to say that?
yeah, I, I don't know, but he shout out to James. He's the one who brought me in,
James
but
who? We
Uncut James,
okay. Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, here I am.
Were you? I mean, would you say that like maybe before porn you were a pretty sexual person? I mean, were you kind of geared toward that a little bit, or?
Yeah, I would definitely say I've always been pretty sexual, like
Mhm.
a gross person. But um, cause like I'm a Scorpio. I know most people don't care about the signs, but yeah, I guess I've always been like a little freak in the sheets. But I
Mhm.
still never thought, oh, I'm gonna do porn. Like, I don't know. So random.
Did you have reservations about it early on? What were some of your, I guess, hesitations or things that might have held you back initially?
um, I just always thought one, I was like very self conscious, and
Hmm.
two, like I was just always like scared of my family finding out and whatnot. And yeah, I guess those are the only reasons, really.
Hmm. Nicole, most people would probably look at you and hear you say that you were self conscious and be a little surprised because you're so pretty. What does that stem from?
Um, I have no idea. I've always been super shy and like an awkward little kid,
Hmm.
and I have no idea where it stems from. I just always thought I like wasn't good enough, or but I
Hmm.
will say this, since I've joined, like it has helped my confidence tremendously. So that's like another cool thing about this job.
How has it helped your confidence? Give me some examples or
Um, well, cause like I guess it kind of pushed me to be out there and like you're going on set and you kind of just have to like do it and be confident and like so I guess that kind of helped me in a sense. And a lot of people have told me too, like, oh wow, like you're really good at this, and they complimented me, which also like boost my self confidence up, I guess.
hmm hmm some girls when they first start, when the cameras start rolling, they I don't know, they tense up or maybe they don't fully get into the scene where they can just kind of forget that anyone else is in the room. Or have you reached that point? I know you're less than a year into the industry. How would you describe your kind of onset demeanor right now or mindset?
Yeah. So when I first initially started doing OnlyFans collabs, I was super nervous because it was something like I've never done before. Like, you know, um, definitely nervous, and you could tell that I was nervous. But like after like a few times, you just kind of like get up there and like go for it. And
Right,
I guess I've kind of gotten used to that. you know.
absolutely. What about makeup? Obviously you're so well put together. Do you get real picky when other people are trying to do your makeup on set? Do you always do your own? How does that work? Since you
Yeah.
have that
So I usually do my own makeup just because like I know my face and how like the techniques I use.
background.
Um Usually if I'm going on set, I usually let like my manager know like, "Hey, can I do my own makeup?" and they're usually cool with it. So
Yeah. Are there things that you've maybe discovered about yourself sexually that have surprised you a little bit, or some people kind of say it's a sexual exploration. When they get into porn, what have you maybe learned about yourself sexually that you didn't know?
let me think.
Or you're
Mm,
already pretty freaky before.
I was already pretty freaky before, but I
Mhm.
would definitely say since doing this, I have really surprised myself, like how big I can take it
Mhm.
anally, you know?
Yeah.
And I would definitely say like I'm more open now sexually, like I guess I would say like I'm pansexual. Like since doing this, like I like everybody. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah. Well, did you have much experience, with girls, or I don't know if you've worked with trans people yet, but beyond just your typical boy girl encounters before the industry.
Yeah, so before the industry, I have had my fair share of women.
Hmm.
um but never transgender people. And since starting, I have worked with transgender women,
Hmm.
and I love it,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Who
I
have you worked
definitely
with?
I worked with Gracie Jane,
Yeah. Yeah. She's awesome.
and I'm going to be working with her again, and I'm going to be working with a trans man, Austin Spears, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far,
If I recall, you and Gracie Jane were kind of like the life of the party at the Porn Crush event a few weeks ago. Y'all had a good time.
Yes, oh my god.
Yeah. Um, Nichole, I think uh, when it comes to tattooed or porn stars that are, heavily tattooed, I mean, you're right up there at the top of that list. His tattoos sometimes can be a polarizing thing in the industry. Have you found that it's helped you uh, to be inked up like you are, or has it been a hindrance? Is it, or neither one?
Um, so I always kind of wanted just to get a leg sleeve done, and that's
Mhm.
what I kind of started doing. But then, you know, you get like that rush of getting tattoos and you get addicted and you want more and more. And then I just started getting my arm done, my chest, and then before you know it, my whole back is done.
Mhm.
Um, but actually, since I've been starting porn, I've been chilling out with the tattoos.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know why. Probably just because I want, I kind of just want to try to keep like one part of my body as blank as I can.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's just where I'm at right now with it.
Right. Well, I do think it's kind of a part of your identity, and I think you should embrace that, and you have. I mean, I think some girls look real good with it, and I mean, has it given you has that given you confidence? Your appearance like that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I feel like me getting tattoos is like a way of like self expressing myself that I don't know. I'm like artistic in a way, or is that a word? Artistic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, yeah, just because like I also like I'm really into like the music scene. So
Hmm.
like a lot of my tattoos are like from like my favorite albums or songs, lyrics.
Yeah,
But yeah, uh,
I was going to ask you, like, if you have so many, if some of them are like inspirational tattoos, if they mean different things to you. You don't have to go through every one, but kind of what is your mindset when you're going to get new art?
oh man, there is no mindset. I kind of just go for it and I let my artist like draw up whatever he wants and then he just tattoos it on me. I usually just like I go for a lot of like Japanese traditional work, or a lot of my work is like nautical theme.
Mhm.
Um
Well,
yeah.
do you have any that are particular or favorites for you, or things that mean something, or ones that you just like because they look great?
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let me think. Literally none of my tattoos have any meaning.
Mhm.
But my favorite one definitely would have to be probably my humpback whales, because that's like one of my favorite mammals.
Mhm.
Are humpback whales. Yeah.
Yeah. You said like nautical. You have a lot of nautical themed tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Do you have an interest in a lot of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I've always been super into like the ocean and going to the beach and whatnot. Just sea life, like anything really, like dolphins, sharks, whales, you
Yeah.
know?
Now, when you go to the beach, Nichole, are you out in the water a lot? Or are you just sunbathing, or you get pretty active when you're on the beach?
Yeah, so I surf.
Oh, okay.
Just a little though, not much. I haven't been lately. But yeah, mostly that and then or I go sea glass hunting sometimes, which is like super cool.
Oh, wow.
Um yeah, that's pretty much all I do at the beach and then I kind of just get like a sunburn along the way, you know.
Yeah. I bet you get a lot of compliments though on your ink.
I do.
More so than maybe criticisms or whatever. I would think people like it a lot.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever really gotten criticism with my tattoos. And it's weird because I thought a lot of people would like my leg because it's all nautical themed, but a lot of, especially females, I noticed compliment my arm work. I think probably because it's like more girly, like flowers and stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned too that some of your work is inspired by your favorite bands and stuff. Tell us a little bit about your interest in music and the kind of stuff you're into.
Oh yeah, I love talking about this. So right here, this is from one of my favorite bands, Frightened Rabbit. Um, this is one of my favorite albums, the Midnight Organ Fight, and I kind of got it as like a tribute tattoo because he like passed away a few years ago. And then I have one right here on my face. You can't really see it because it's covered in makeup, but it's a Big Dipper. I actually got that with my homie, the one who brought me into the porn industry, James,
Mhm.
because that's one our favorite song from one of our bands we like.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm in love with Modest Mouse, Built to Spill, Frightened Rabbit. I've been listening to like Spoon lately. Um, yeah, just
What
a lot of indie alternative, I think.
I was gonna ask, what kind of music is it? Like,
Yeah, it's like a lot of like 90s, early 2000s indie alternative, I would say. But I'm also huge in the punk scene. Like I love like 80s punk, garage punk, like Gangrene, DRI. Yeah.
are you a big concert person, a big festival person? Do you go to a lot of shows?
Yeah, so I go to a lot of shows. I'm not so big on the festivals just because it's a bit too many people for me, you know?
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I just like the small venue shows, you know?
yeah, absolutely. You know, Nicole, I've been meaning to interview you for a long time, and one thing that really kind of put me into motion today was I saw a really cool tweet from you
Mhm.
about. I think you said you were 400 plus days sober, which
Mhm.
congratulations on that. That's really
Thank you.
impressive and inspiring. Can you just tell us a little bit about that journey and maybe the backstory that kind of got you to where you were today, or where we are today?
Yeah, so I deal with a lot of anxiety issues.
Hmm.
Like I guess I'm diagnosed with panic disorder they call it. So I had initially gotten on medication and I already had a little bit of a drinking problem cuz it would help my anxiety. Um
Hmm.
but I noticed when I started taking the medication, I kind of knew I had to stop cuz you weren't supposed to drink on the medication. And I noticed like the drinking would make my depression worse and it started making my panic attacks worse. So I was like, okay, it's either you're gonna live with like gnarly panic attacks
Hmm.
or you gotta stop drinking. So I just decided to stop drinking and my friend actually helped me through it too. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's 422 days today, I believe. Um I miss it, especially like when I'm like in at social events cuz I'm not the most social person, so
Hmm.
it usually helps me. But I'm getting like the hang of it to where I don't need alcohol to have fun or to socialize.
Hmm.
So that's been like really cool to see, actually.
I was going to ask you if it kind of gets easier and easier as time goes on. I mean,
Yeah, so it definitely does get easier, but when I am at those social events, it is hard when I do see everybody drinking and like letting loose,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, I want a shot of Jameson so bad, you
Yeah.
know. But
I understand.
yeah, it's just literally a choice. Everything's a choice in life, you know. It's either you do it or you don't, and that's kind of how it is for me.
Right. How have your friends been in kind of keeping you on the right path, even if they may drink a little bit? I mean, do you have people kind of looking out for you and supporting you in that journey?
Yeah, a lot of my friends know too that I'm like very strong-willed, so like I stick when I do something, I stick to it. So usually they're not like babysitting me, you know, making sure I'm not drinking. But there has been times where like, you know, everybody's taking shots and then I'll like make a comment like, "Fuck, I really want to take a shot right now." And then, you know, they'll remind me like, "No, don't do it."
Hmm.
And yeah.
It seems like this would be, I mean, just to be frank, I mean, it seems like the adult industry would be harder to kind of, stay on the straight and narrow because you are surrounded by a lot of parties, a lot of events and
Mhm.
things like that. So you've really got to be strong.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz my friend, the one who actually got me in the industry, he's also been sober.
Mm,
So he actually is the one that guided me through it and told me about AA meetings. So I started going to those. Um, and yeah, it
oh,
definitely has helped me. So
you go regularly to AA meetings?
no, I've only been to like 5 meetings and then I kind of just stopped going because I cannot find the time to go anymore. But I have been thinking about going again just because like it's like cool because it's just like pretty much a huge therapy group and you know you just talk and it's nice.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone supports each other for
Yeah.
sure. What about like health, Nichole? You definitely have a glow about you. Are you someone that goes to the gym very often? Or you, like, how do you stay in such good shape? You eat well?
Oh man, I so with me, I try to make sure I keep my core strong. So I do a lot of ab workouts and
Hmm.
then arm workouts um just for the fact that I do like to surf. It's peaceful for me and that helps me like keep a strong core, my arms. I do some butt exercises, but I never go to the gym. It's literally all at home workouts.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
You're doing something. That's great.
Thank you.
Shifting gears, to the porn industry. Um, you're about, I think, what, about 9 months in, or no? You said May is when you started, right?
Yeah, mainstream. Hmm.
Yeah, May of 23. So I guess that's about 5 months in. Have you gotten to a point where like you have scenes or call sheets when you're like, man, today is good. This is my kind of scene today. This is where I really stand out. When do you get excited about a scene?
Oh man. Okay, so the scenes that have dialogue, I get so nervous because I am not the best at remembering stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
So like having to like memorize lines is hard for me, but it's also fun at the same time because it's a challenge and I like challenges. But scenes that I get excited for would definitely have to be, I would say, anal scenes because it's like um I feel like that's like what I'm best at, and you know,
Hmm. Hmm.
I just like to show what I got, and
Yeah.
yeah.
How did you become kind of an anal performer or someone that likes anal? Did you discover the pleasures of that a long time ago? I mean, if has that always kind of been a part of your repertoire there?
Yeah, so like I had this ex and we dated for 4 years and I started doing anal with him and that's when I realized I'm like, I just have better when I'm doing anal, I feel like I have better orgasms. I don't know if that's like the G spot area, but
Hmm.
also I do have a very sensitive vagina, so it's just easier when it comes to anal for me.
Right, right. So like you can take something maybe bigger that way than like vaginally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I just did a scene with Dread for anal and like there's no way I'd be able to like I mean I could take it in my vagina, but it yeah, I mean anal is just always easier for me.
Right, right. So you're not someone that's just doing it because for work, you actually enjoy it. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I actually enjoy it. Like it's nice, you know.
You mentioned working with Dread, which is a huge name in the industry. Who are some other people that you've worked with that have really kind of left you feeling like, hell, that was a good scene today, or I'm glad they did, you know?
Yeah, I would have to say, let me think about this. I would probably say, who else have I worked with? Um,
Okay.
I worked with Scott Nails. He was cool to work with. That was an anal scene.
Yeah.
And then I just worked with Alex Jones and Jay Hefner, and that was a cool scene.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, who else have I worked with? Oh my god.
Or do you enjoy, like you said you had two guys, was that a boy girl, or do you like the kind of the threesome type situations and kind of mixing things up along that line, or
Oh yeah, I feel like it's always fun to mix things up. Like even if it's an orgy, like it doesn't even have to just be a threesome. Like I just feel like mixing it up is fun and good, and you know, even
yeah,
like a fucking bisexual orgy. Like I haven't done that yet, and I would love to do that.
yeah. Along that line, I mean, as you kind of look toward the future and the next year or whatever, as you really start to ascend, what are some things you would like to see happen with your career? Maybe goals that you kind of set for yourself or things you want to do?
Um, let me think. I haven't really looked that far ahead. But I guess it would just to keep growing in the industry and getting bigger scenes and traveling. Like the cool thing about this is like I've already gotten to travel for my first time out of the country to Amsterdam for XBiz. And that was
Oh,
like super sick. Like that was awesome. So, just keep growing, I guess.
one thing I've noticed about you is, there's been a lot of drama in various areas in the industry over the last few months, but you've really kind of just kept your head down and kept working. You're not on Twitter, being toxic. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You're really just kind of being professional through all this. I mean, how important do you think that is in this industry, just to kind of, you know, grind
Yeah.
and not be a drama queen?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I can be like a little toxicous sometimes, but I definitely try to like just stay out of it. And I've been in the drama before, but
Mhm.
I literally just shut the fuck up because you just I'm not I'm never I don't know. I just feel like if I say something, I'm just gonna get dragged down. I don't know. It's just best to like stay quiet unless I absolutely have to like speak up about something.
Yeah, I mean, you seem to have a good work ethic too, and I would think, being sober, has really helped in that area, right? Just to wake up feeling good every day, and
Oh
being
yeah.
on time and stuff.
Like it's just cool too because like even like at the porn crush party, the pool party, like I was sober for all of that and like if I was drinking, I probably wouldn't remember much of it. So like it's cool that I can actually like remember these memories and like cherish them. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool.
No, that's a great point. Well, Nicole, let's move into this like last segment of the interview. I call it quick pops, just some kind of quick hitter questions
Yeah.
that people really seem to like. First of all, what are turn ons for you in a guy? Things you look for that might help win you over.
Oh man. I would have to say it really depends on the guy too because if say I'm with a guy, whatever that really turns them on will turn me on. Like I get really into it for them. Um I don't know, like lately I've been liking guys that are just very open with their sexuality and we can like explore together. I
Mhm.
That really turns me on lately.
You
Yeah.
kind of a pleaser sexually, or more?
Yeah,
Um,
I am definitely more so a giver than a receiver. It just turns me on to like give and like watch them get like all the pleasure from it. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. What about things a guy can do that will make you just say, like move on?
Oh man.
Not so
I
much
would
even
definitely have
sexually,
to
but just
say a big turnoff for me is someone that tries to like control me or like my career.
hmm
That's a turnoff for me. Um Another turnoff for me would be ah what's a turnoff for me?
it's okay.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
you don't like the possessive types and the controlling types.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like someone that's like chill and like wants to see me succeed and grow, you know?
Mm, absolutely. What about
And
if
what
you
was
had a
that?
thought? Go ahead.
Oh,
No,
I'm trying to think. I don't really, I mean, other than like sexual turnoffs, I can't really think of anything because I'm like a gross bitch. So like, I don't know.
what about okay? Speaking of sex, turn-ons sexually. Things that a guy can do to you when you're messing around that like kind of maybe send you over the top and make you orgasm or whatever things you really like.
Um, Let me think. I would have to say, I don't know.
Whether it's
I would,
like being
I
touched, whether it's being touched somewhere or hair pulling or
yeah, I would have to say like, I guess guys that probably just, I don't know. I like back rubs. That turns me on. I
mm-hmm.
really can't think of anything right now because, like I said, usually what turns me on is like giving. You
Yeah.
know, I guess like anal. That always feels really good to me.
I mean, you mentioned back rubs. I mean, do you? I mean, you say you're gross or whatever, but like, do you like sometimes like the sensual, like pampering?
Yeah, like I also love slow sex. You know, like that like romantic, deep, slow sex. You know, that shit turns me on too. Like,
Yeah.
cause it just feels real. I don't know.
Does that happen in porn on scenes? I mean, have you had scenes like that, or is that more off camera fun?
I would have to say it's more off camera for me, cause usually like I don't know, because the scenes I do are a little bit more. I'm usually doing like anal scenes. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
off camera, I would say.
yeah. I gotcha. I gotcha. Do you have a favorite position sexually?
Oh, okay. Favorite position for anal, I would say missionary. And
Mhm.
then for regular vaginal penetration, I would say doggy. That always feels good to me.
Right. Okay. Any stories about risky sex, like places that you've had kind of a risky sexual encounter in
Oh, fuck.
public or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, like, one time I fucked this guy at a Dave and Buster's restroom.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty risky. And then another time I was jacking this guy off on an airplane
How'd
underneath a
that
blanket,
happen?
obviously.
Got a blanket over you? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I can remember at the moment.
Those are good. Those are good answers. Is there something that you've done since joining porn that you thought you would never do, or like wow, I can't believe I just did this in a scene, or
Oh my god, fucking taking Dred's dick in my ass. Like, I
yeah,
did that shit. What? That's insane to me. I never thought, but I did it, and like, it felt actually really nice, and I would do it again.
you would do it again. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you've taken him, I guess you can take anyone now. So
I know, right?
yeah.
Damn.
Um, I don't know how active you are on OnlyFans and things like that, but have you ever had a fan like make a strange request of you for a custom or uh, you know?
Um, yeah. Uh, One guy wanted me to film myself pooping, and I was like, bro, no. Okay, nothing with poop in it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then another one, this guy just wanted me to like gape my asshole open and like fart a whole bunch of times. Which I did that one because like whatever, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I would say those are the weirdest ones.
People are crazy. I don't understand.
Yeah.
what what's your take on OnlyFans in terms of like making it work well for you? I mean, are you someone that likes to talk a lot to your fans? Is it more about posting every day? How do you approach that whole side of the business?
So right now I'm doing my OnlyFans by myself. I just talk to my fans. I do customs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Is it
then
is it going well? I mean, are you happy with?
yeah, I definitely am looking for like someone to help me out now that I'm like back doing collabs because I wasn't doing collabs for like a while for like 5 months and then I just started again in August or September.
Yeah.
So I definitely need the help. I'm just kind of looking and browsing. But yeah.
Okay. Nicole, do you have anything that you always have to have with you on set? Something that you pack in your little suitcase or bag for every scene?
Yeah. vaginal douches, butt douches. Right after I'm done with the scene, I'll pop a boric acid pill in there.
Hmm.
Feminine wipes.
Yeah. Now, once that
Yeah.
once the anal scene's over, because I'm sure you're probably not eating a whole lot before that. I mean, are you like running out to get a good meal? And if so, what's your
Oh
go-to?
yeah. Oh yeah, my fat ass fucking I'll order like a big ass meal and like shove it down and like cuz I'm so hungry cuz I won't eat for that whole day and the day before. So like the day before I don't eat anything, I'll just have liquids and then the next that day two of filming, which is an all day thing, I won't eat. So like
Yeah.
I'm starving afterwards and I'm like, you know,
Well,
I
like,
eat everything.
what was your last big order? Like, was there something that uh, would be
um yeah,
spicy?
so like I think my last anal scene and I was so fucking hungry. I went on DoorDash and I think I ordered because I'm gluten free, so I ordered like this gluten free bun,
Hmm.
cheeseburger, and then fries, and like I just shoved that all down my throat.
Funny. I don't think people realize all the effort that goes into that scene besides the scene itself. You know.
No, yeah, like it's a lot of work. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Last thing. Well, I was going to ask about hobbies and things you do in your free time. You've mentioned music and things like that. But what else do you like to do on a day off?
Oh man, literally this like I'll just be chilling in bed, going through my socials. I'm always listening to music. I'm at I'm at the beach.
Hmm.
Um, that's literally it. Like I'm not the biggest social butterfly, so I'm not always the one to be like, "Hey, let's go out and do something." Like, no, I'm in bed.
Right, right. Have you met people in the industry though that you've become real close with? Kind of like, you know, not maybe either mentors or just friends that you can like talk
Oh
things
yeah,
out with.
like um my best friend Jessie Pony,
Hmm.
um I met her in March for a collab and like we've been inseparable since. Like I love her. That's my best friend, that's my sister.
Yeah.
Um I'm always with her. And then another person, I started hanging I started becoming friends with this girl Loveless. I think she was at your party too. She's the
Yeah.
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 Um her and I've gotten close. Um
Yeah.
I'm so happy I met Gracie. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Who else?
That's fine. I
Oh,
mean, there's a lot of good people in this industry, and yeah, I mean
yeah.
the ones you mentioned are all top notch. And I was glad to see you having fun that day. You look like you were having a blast, and not only that day, but the last 4 or 5 months, you really seem to be making a jump here, and I'm happy for you. And
I
want to thank.
know. Who would have known? I never thought like I would be in like the eye like this. Okay, because I'm like so shy. But yeah, I mean, no complaints.
Yeah, yeah, you're doing a great job, and I know we're going to hear a lot more from you. But Nichole, thanks for taking some time for us today, and let's keep in touch. Okay,
Perfect. Yeah, thank you for having me.
absolutely. We'll talk to you soon.